Hey you guys, my name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
Welcome to the channel. If you've been here before, it's great to have you back. And if this is your first time visiting, I'm really happy that you joined today. I want to teach you 3 lessons that are really going to help you if you want to build wealth, if you want to build your investments over time. And I'm going to share these with you in the form of a story about a friend of mine and how she began her investing journey. I think this is going to be super useful. All right, so a friend of mine has really wanted to get started with investing for a while. And I always say, you know what, you should just begin and start this process of investing, and it's going to be the best decision you made. She's in her 20s, and I thought, this is just something you can do so that you can build wealth in your life. Now, there is one idea, and here's our number 1, that I think you guys need to know about. And it's this idea, and I think you've probably heard about it. And people talk about this a lot, but it's this idea of take action. Now, this is not, what I'm going to tell you about taking action is not in this positive way that it's often represented, because a lot of times taking action is kind of a one-time thing. Like people think, oh, I'm going to do something. Like, oh, I want to get in shape and lose weight. So you join a health club, all right? And fitness clubs, people always join in January. They join the health club, they join the gym. And it's taking this action, but then they don't follow through during the course of the year and stick with the, going several times a week and working out and exercising and stuff. And the same with investing. You can't just invest at one time and think you're going to do well. Instead of this idea of taking action, which I don't think is the best idea, I think what you need to do is think more about what I think is really matters as an investor. And that is number 2, which is start with a process. So what you want to do, instead of thinking about investing as something where you take action once and you commit to starting it and then you never really follow through over time, is you want to think about, how can I do something today that I can also continue doing into the future? And yeah, you really want to think about doing this over time. And I've got a visual for you guys. Now, this is a marble, okay? Can you see this? I guess you can see it right here. Take my word, there we go. It's a marble. Now, this is like a point in time. So this friend of mine, I've been talking about investing. I've talked to her about ETFs and about index funds and also about investing in stocks. And I just said, hey, have you started? Are you thinking about getting going with this process? And she'd just been thinking about it, but never even set up a brokerage account. So what I did, I just gave her some money. I said, here is $250. I want you to figure it out, all right? Set up a brokerage. I'm not going to tell you how to do it, all these details. This is up to you. Eventually, she set up the account. And I was really happy to hear she set up the brokerage account. And then she went ahead and she bought an investment. And I asked her, what did you do? And she said, I bought 1 share of stock. Now, I am very happy that she did this. I think it's fantastic because she's young and she has time on her side. And a lot of you guys watching this video have time on your side. And it doesn't matter, if you're 20 years old or 30 or 40 or 50, you're going to have a long lifespan. You're going to have a chance to have that money compound over time. But here's the thing. She made this investment, now it's been, I think, 6 months ago. All right, it was back in December, now we're in June. 1 point, and she made a great investment, I think. This is my own opinion. She invested in Microsoft stock, 1 share. Now, by the way, I just want to say, this is not financial advice, okay? You guys should all know this, but what I'm talking about here is to help educate you. Here's the visual. So you've got the investing at 1 point in time. Now here's how I think about investing rather than this 1 point investment in Microsoft. Now, here's what I think. Use this as a visual. This is a very long piece of rope, and this, in my view, could represent time. So this could be the start of your year over here. This could be, do it this way. This could be the start of your year, like January. And so you could invest in January, maybe $100. You could invest in February. You could invest in March, April, but you get the idea. I think, in my own personal experience, again, not financial advice, that investing over time at intervals makes a lot of sense, because that one-time investment, while it's a good choice to at least begin, is an action. And an action has a start and it has a stop, an event. But a process is something that you can do over time, not just this year and not just next year, but for years to come. So this here is your visual, and that brings us to number 3, which is stick to it. And again, this ties in with number 1, which is that take action, which is really, I believe, a myth that is what's shared with a lot of people, like, be decisive, take action, do something now, go join a gym. But the joining the gym, like I said, is much different than working out regularly over your lifetime. And so I encourage you guys to find a way that you can stick with it over time. And a lot of this is mental, because I'll tell you what it is. So my friend, who I have encouraged to start investing and to continue investing, I did what I could to get her going and get her started, but I can't be there every month to say, hey, did you do it? Did you do it? Because a lot of people will just forget about it, or they get busy with life, or they think, I don't have $100 extra to spend on investing. I've got my bills, I've got to pay for my food, etc. And so they just don't do it. And that is a recipe for you being kind of living life month to month, just covering your bills and paying for your food and paying for your rent, but never becoming financially independent. So so this will be I'm not going to number this one. This one's too important to be one of a series. This is a goal, all right? This is a goal. So this one doesn't even have a number. This is a goal. Goals are good, right? The goal here is financial independence. We can spell. Independence. So what this is about is living your life in such a way that you get to be your own boss. So that when you get to be wherever it is, whether it's 35 or 45 or 55 or 60, whenever it is, the age isn't important. The importance is that you get to live life on your own terms without having a boss give you, periodic reviews where you have to show up and prove to your boss that you're doing a good job, or, not that it's bad to be an employee, but if you had the chance to do what you really want with your life and you can call the shots, you're in a better position. So you have to think about every $100 this month that you don't spend and that you invest for the future as money that can be working for you and providing a better life for future you and make you independent. And so my friend, if I were to have told her, hey, $100 every month, you can do it, it becomes sort of like a concept. But if I were to say, hey, can you save $25 each week? Now that is something I believe in most people's minds, like, yeah, I can do that. That's easy. But when you talk about $100 or $200 a month, it seems like a lot. So I think you need to break things down into manageable steps and just decide you want to do it, and go ahead and just do that. Make it part of your process. And you know, a lot of these things can be automated. I'm not going to tell you how to do this step by step, because I think you guys are smart enough, and if you're watching this video, you're already exposed to this. If you don't know how to get started, leave a comment down below and just ask. I'm happy to provide you guys with more info on that, but I think the more important thing is just the mindset of developing a process that you can stick with, and that can make you financially independent in your future if you start now, and if you do it like that piece of rope, if you do it over the long period of time. That's the key, doing it at intervals over time. And let me just ask you, if you haven't yet hit thumbs up, please put a thumbs up on this video. It will help the algorithm let other people know. If you're not yet subscribed, please click the subscribe button. Then you'll get heads up. I make videos about investing, about ETFs, and just wise choices that you can make now that are going to set you up for your future. And so, yeah, I want to also add, this friend has a nice car. She just bought a Toyota. It's a RAV4, but she has a payment every month, and I don't know what it is. I haven't asked her, but you guys know car payments can be like $400 or $500. That's out of your accounts. That's out of your life. But if you're able to get a really inexpensive but well-built, well-cared-for used car, then that $400 or $500 could actually be going to make future you wealthy. And to me, this just seems like a no-brainer. But real talk, my friend invested and bought 1 share of Microsoft, and that's it this year. But every month, that Toyota gets several $100s towards a car that, you know, in 10 or 15 years, she's not even going to be driving this car. And just think of ways that you can set yourself up by setting up a process that you can continue for weeks and months and years into your future. I hope this has been valuable to you. It's my lifetime of knowledge just condensed into one video. If you can start now. That's the way you build wealth. Thank you so much for watching. It's great to have you on board, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.